Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. My Goose Creek haul has arrived, and in this haul I have some of the Japan candles as well as some of the new spring scents that I have been eyeing since they were released. So let's hop into this haul video. First one out the crate is Thyme and Terra. Thyme and Terra has scent notes of fresh thyme, garden lavender, rosemary leaves, and bright citrus. Oh yeah, this is definitely a herbal candle. I don't really get much lavender on cold. I feel like I get the herbs at the forefront, and whatever the bright citrus is more of an undertone note. But it's nice, fresh, green, and herbal. So can't wait to light this one up and review it on the channel. Then we have white basil and verbena. White basil and verbena has notes of bright lemon, mandarin orange, white basil, and crushed verbena. Okay, this is interesting. Where terra and thyme seems to be more herbal, this white basil and verbena seems to lean more citrus than herbal. So I'm definitely getting that lemon, the mandarin orange. I'm not getting a whole lot of verbena. I would say I'm getting more of the lemon and orange, and I don't get much of like a herbaceous like basil. Like I don't get a basil herb scent from this candle. Mostly citrus. So we'll see if it changes when I light it up. I do like it on cold, but I was hoping that that basil note would have been more present. Next up is Haninoi Forest. I think Goose Creek did an amazing job with these labels. I love how the front label looks and how it has the sheen to them. And then the wraparound is like an ombre with like a matte effect. Absolutely love this label design. Haninoi Forest has notes of sugared woods, Haninoi cypress, and woodland embers. Okay, this is a nice outdoorsy scent. It's fresh. It's kind of light, not light as in like the actual fragrance overall, but the scent profile. So you know how you get more heavy tree and woodsy scents in the fall. This one has more of a lighter spring approach to it. But I wouldn't be opposed to burning this as a transitional scent from summer into fall. But I think this is a nice fragrance for the spring. I like it on cold. I don't love it, but it is nice. Yeah, so I can't wait to see how I feel about it when I light it. Because sometimes things can be a little underwhelming on cold. And then when you light it and you see what type of vibe it gives off as the fragrance throws, it could change your whole mind about how you felt about the candle on cold sniff. Then we have Cucumber Garden. Oh my gosh, this is why I said I love this package design. It's giving spring kitchen vibes. Absolutely love the packaging, and I love how it has like, I don't know, I don't want to say this is like a gate, but you know how them gardens sometimes have like those lace gates, and then you can see the photos of what the candle is supposed to smell like on there. I absolutely love this packaging. Cucumber Garden has notes of fresh cucumber, herbal green leaves, and sea salt. Oh, this is not a cucumber rain with like a dewy pear. This is legit. You are slicing cucumbers on a cutting board in your kitchen, like preparing it for a salad. This is so authentic to a watery, fresh cucumber scent. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. I would say definitely fresh cucumber and herbal green leaves. It's not necessarily herbal, but it's fresh, watery, and green. And as far as the sea salt, I'm not really getting anything salty on cold. But overall, as far as authenticity of the fragrance on cold, and I hope it stays this way while lit, Goose Creek did an amazing job with this fragrance. Again, it's not your typical cucumber rain where they use a fruit note to give you like a dewy aquatic effect to the fragrance. This is straight up fresh watery cucumber. So far this one is my favorite on cold. Next up is Queen Bee. Queen Bee has scent notes of manuka honey, bergamot nectar, butterfly pea flower, and camellia blooms. All right, so I was expecting this one to be more honey forward, but I feel like I'm getting more of the floral at the forefront with a sweetness from the honey. The honey isn't undetectable. It's definitely there, but instead of being a honey dominant scent, is more floral dominant. So if you was expecting this to be just a straight up sweet honey fragrance with either a light hint of floral or no floral at all, you may want to pass on this one. But I do like it. I still think it's a pretty scent. It's just not what I was expecting. I do feel like it ties into the bees being out during the spring and summer, and they're, you know, going through the pollination phase where they're going from flower to flower. So I get the name of the candle with the bee being in a garden with flowers, if that makes sense. So can't wait to light this one up, because while it's not what I expected, it's still a good fragrance on cold sniff. Then we have Bamboo Grove. Bamboo Grove has scent notes of juicy apple, watery pear, green bamboo, and white woods. Okay, this isn't as green and bamboo forward like I would have wanted. I do get that apple and pear, but it's not so sweet, juicy fruit to where it takes away from the greenery of the bamboo, if that makes sense. And I don't feel like it's super woodsy on cold. I will say the way it's blended, I'm more so getting a little bit of greenery with the fruit. But again, more so like just a natural fruit smell, not like an artificially sugary sweet, juicy pear or red delicious sweet apple. Okay, we'll see how this one is. I definitely wanted this to be a little bit more green and bamboo-like, but I do like it on cold. Now, this one is a repurchase for me. I have been buying green grass and apple ever since I have been shopping with Goose Creek, which has been years now. So I don't have any more green grass and apple in my stash. I think I burnt through my last one last spring, so I had to get my hands on it again this year to enjoy. Green grass and apple has notes of green grass, juicy apple, soft pear, and spring breeze. And on cold, this is a nice, fresh, tart Granny Smith apple with some greenery from the grass. It's not super grassy. I feel like the green apple is more at the forefront of the fragrance, but you do get an undertone of grassiness in this scent. And it's so fresh and it's so spring. I feel like the pear gives it more of a little bit of a sweetness. It's definitely soft. But yeah, definitely tart green apple with some green like grass in there. So if you love those two types of scent notes, you can't go wrong with this candle. Like I said, I have been buying it since I've been purchasing from Goose Creek, and I'm so glad that this one still continues to come back every spring season. Another one from the Japan collection is Sugar Mochi. Sugar Mochi has notes of powdered sugar, fluffy marshmallows, rice milk, and whipped vanilla. And in a weird way, this has a prettiness to the scent. I don't want to say I'm picking up on a perfuminess because I don't want to throw people off. Yes, powdered sugar. Yes, marshmallows. Yes, with vanilla. And while it's not a super, I don't really think rice milk is super lactonic, but I do feel like that note is a supporting note to keep this from being a cloyingly sweet marshmallow, vanilla, sugary fragrance. Again, my daughter likes to try different stuff. So my teenager, she tried mochi and I think she liked it. And when she comes home from school, I'm gonna ask her to smell it and ask her if it gives a mochi vibe. But it's not just a straightforward, to my nose, marshmallow dominant scent or just an overly vanilla fragrance. And it is more of a light powder sugar sweetness to it, and not like a granulated or syrupy sweet sugar. And overall, I like it. I almost was going to pass on this one because y'all know I'm not a gourmand lover. I enjoy them, but they're not my top pick. But I figure if I was going to get the collection, I couldn't leave this one out. And I absolutely love the package design. I love watermelon fragrances during the spring and summer, so I had to pick up Freshpicked watermelon. Freshpicked watermelon has scent notes of fresh watermelon, green grass, and garden herbs. And this definitely is not your sugary sweet watermelon lemonade, nor is it a candied sweet watermelon fragrance. I do feel like it is more of a fresher take on watermelon with, I don't want to say I get green grass. It comes across more like the watermelon rind, and I don't get herbaceousness. It says garden herbs, but I'm not really getting a herbal type of note in here with the watermelon and the, what was that note? The green grass. I honestly feel like this is just a fresh watermelon with the rind. That's the best way I could describe this one. So if you like your watermelon fragrances more on the fresher side and you don't like candy, sugary, sweet watermelon, or you don't really like watermelon lemonade blends, then this one will probably be a good choice to pick up. Then we have Coastal Umi. This is another one where I love the color array and the shiny part of the packaging, but then it has this ombre purple effect with the matte. This is really nice. I really like this packaging. Coastal Umi has notes of coastal sea spray. I want to say shiso blossom and ocean driftwood. Okay, this is nice. I would say more so coastal sea spray and the blossom. Maybe a little hint of driftwood, but it's not a super like, you know how we get driftwood fragrances for the summer and they kind of smell like a beachy, kind of like, I don't want to say oud wood, but almost like a damp wood or like wood washed up on the beach. I'm not getting that with this. And it's not even really heavy on the floral. I got to look up what shiso blossom is, what it smells like, because in this fragrance is coming across as a delicate floral. And I would say it's a soft aquatic accord. This is another one where I feel like I like it, but I don't love it. And if I had to choose so far out of what I've smelled, this would be one of the ones that's like at the bottom of my list on cold sniff, but that could change when I light it up. And then the last one I had from, I think it was called Transport to Japan collection, is Yuzu Serenity. Yuzu Serenity has notes of lemon balm, fresh yuzu, and green tea. All right, this one has a little bit of a funk to it. I don't know what it is. I was expecting more of like just a fresh green tea with citrus, because yuzu is citrusy, and then it says lemon balm. So I don't know if it's the fact that it's a lemon balm and not just a fresh lemon. Cold, this is not giving what I was expecting, and I kind of don't like this one. It's something in it. Now, when I light it, that little minor stench that I'm getting, that little off-putting scent in this could go away. I don't know if it's the lid. And it's just smelling the wax is light. But when I smell it with the lid close to it, I can smell something. Yeah, this isn't as fresh and green tea vibey as I expected. So I can't wait to light this one and see what happens. I hope it gets better on warm, because that has happened with some Goose Creek and even Bath and Body Works and Kringle candles, where on cold it smelled a little off, but then when I lit it, the fragrance notes came through. They came together. And then last but not least, of course, the rose lover in me had to pick up Petals and Poetry. Petals and Poetry has notes of rose petals, warm book pages, and white woods. Oh, this is beautiful. You got to be a rose lover because the rose is present. However, I do get that page accord that Goose Creek used in Handbook for the Recently Deceased, which was also Haunted Spell Book. Yeah, this is really nice. And I get some sweetness from the rose. So I love the packaging on this. I love the pink colored wax. So I can't wait to light this one up. It'll probably be a little while because I have other rose scents I'm burning, and I have a ton of rose fragrances because I just love rose. But I feel like if you love the smell of books like pages and you love rose, I don't think you could go wrong with picking this candle up. That's it, you guys. That's all I have for my Goose Creek haul. Now, the candles that were on the site from the Japan collection that mysteriously disappeared and then came back in stock, I did go ahead and place an order for the Kyoto Tea House, and I think it was something Mount Fuji. Can't remember the name, but I did order those two. The Dang, what was the other one? I know it was a cherry blossom scent. I didn't need that one, even though I love the package design, because I actually have the cherry blossom candle back from when Kent was designing the labels. And if you look at the scent notes to the cherry blossom candle and that candle in the Japan collection, they are the same exact scent notes. So it's just a repackage of cherry blossoms. However, I will say, if you like the cherry blossom scent from Goose Creek, and you want the entire collection and you just have to have that label design, I say go ahead and pick it up. Cherry Blossom from Goose Creek to me does not smell like Bath and Body Works Japanese Cherry Blossom. I love Japanese Cherry Blossom from BBW, but Goose Creek and I want to say Kringle and even Yankees version leans more towards being like a more fruity cherry blossom scent versus like a powdery, soapy, clean body care Japanese cherry blossom. So that's all I had for this video, you guys. If you happen to like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will be doing dedicated post-burn reviews of these candles as I light them. Until next time, bye.